Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energy and predictions for the sign of Aquarius for the month of May. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Aquarius, let's go ahead and see what we have coming forward for you here in this brand new month of May 2025. I do hope April was amazing, and I hope that May is even better for you. We'll go ahead and get all of the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into the reading for you. All right. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom. You do have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups, this is potentially signifying that in this month of May, there is something that you have to allow happen how it will happen, okay? This idea of like what will be may come forward for you in the month of May. You may be thinking about or even dreaming about something, but if you notice, this person's sitting in the ocean. Okay, they're not concerned about the waves crashing around them. They're not concerned about what may be in the ocean. They will allow what will be to be. And I have this feeling that some of you may need to take an approach similar to that here in the month of May. On another level here, Aquarius, you could be dealing with a water sign, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, as well. And you may have a dream or a vision about something, but it's maybe like the path from point A to point B is not immediately or exactly clear for you at this moment. And this may be something that you are thinking about here in this month of May. Okay. So, just taking a look at the cards here, and it seems like you definitely have some positive completions going on here in May. I do think that things will work out maybe better than you expect, but there may be there's like a wait and see energy here at this time. I don't necessarily feel like you will take action right away on something. You may view this month as a month of sort of letting something simmer or percolate. I should also note, since I brought that in, you have free will over the tarot. Okay, so even though I said you may not take action this month, you can decide at any point to take action. Remember, these are just general readings. You have free will over this, and you have free will over really any tarot card reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in here, Aquarius. In the middle, you do have the Ten of Wands. So Ten of Wands, it does represent a completion. This is a positive sign. It could be connected to your work situation. It could be connected to something that you've been working on, whether it's like literally work and career or something else. Okay, because the Suit of Wands, it does connect to career. And the 10 is the final card of any minor arcana. So it can represent endings or completions, satisfaction after you've gone through something. The Ten of Wands, this does indicate, as you can see, they're carrying the wands on their back. It may say that you may feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders at this time, or it may feel like there is more work ahead. And the reality is that there may be some more work ahead for you. But the question is sort of like, how are you deciding to spend your time? Okay, you may, like, for example, even though that there's work ahead, you're not going to be spending every waking moment, all 24 hours in a day working. So what are you doing in the time between? Yeah, this is something that I think some of you are thinking about. In the first column, you have the Justice card, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. All right, so I'm really not seeing action here. Okay, I'm seeing a willingness to work on something, but if we start just with the Hanged Man, this person's sort of in a state of limbo, or sort of like in a wait and see period of state right now. This person's wait and see. They can stay here for as long as they want, or they can move on to the next card, which is the death card. They can decide to stay where they are, or they can embrace the transformation that's brought forward through the energy of the death card. And so neither choice is wrong. And I guess what I'm saying here is maybe some of you are thinking about the right time to do something. Okay, there's an issue around timing here. Okay, there's an issue around timing and processing the time something takes. Yeah, there's a real issue and question around timing. And I feel like for some of you, this may not be the month to execute, but we'll see. We'll see. This is why we go through and clarify these cards with 9 additional cards. You then have the Justice card, again, kind of like being in balance around something or being in waiting. This person is actually, this card comes before the Hanged Man. All right, so this person is trying to balance out their situation, keep all the plates in the air. This is Libra energy. The other thing about the Justice card is it is your karma. So karma is really just your actions in life, right? Karma shows us the results of our actions, and that's it. And so, you know, what direction in life is the scale tipping towards? You know, where is the scale tipping? And do you need to tip the scale in the other direction, or do you need to continue moving the scale in the direction you're currently in? I think some of you are looking at this. You know, it seems like May is an interesting month. All of these readings have been positive. You have a very positive reading here, despite how this has started. It feels like May is going to be a very pleasant month for people, okay? And I would say the same thing for you. It may mean that June is the month of action, who knows? But this has been the theme of the reading so far. Queen of Pentacles is potentially somebody who can give you trusted advice, right, or counsel on a matter or issue. This could be a loan officer, real estate agent. This could be somebody at work, somebody in your life that can give you really wise, trusted counsel on something. This may also look at your habits and your routines. So you may have a period, you may have just free time, okay? You may have free time in the month of May, and some of you may be looking at like, how am I spending my time, okay? There's something about timing here. Like where are you placing your hours in, your free hours in the day? In the first column, you have the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. All right, so completions and beginnings here in this middle column. You have something that you're wrapping up at this time, for sure. You have something that you're wrapping up, tying up loose ends here with the Ten of Wands. Being the middle card, this middle card spills into the rest of the cards. But at the same time, as you wrap something up, you also have this other interest going on with the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups, it could be a love interest. It could be potentially you're single and you're looking to maybe start dating, but it doesn't have to be because we don't really have any other supporting love cards. You may, by the way, be involved with an earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or there may be a person in your life who is an earth sign. They could be sun, moon, rising. But with the Ace of Cups, you have this other interest here, and you feel very interested in investigating it, okay? With the King of Cups, to somebody who's dreaming, allowing whatever will be, will be. And this Ace of Cups is like seeing what sort of new interest makes you happy, because the Ace of Cups can represent happiness. If it's not about a new relationship starting, it can represent just general happiness in life. You then have the Two of Pentacles here, another card of sort of being in balance or waiting in balance or balancing something out here. You can see the person on the card is sort of juggling the pentacles between both hands. This can say that they're... the thing about the Two of Pentacles, it may mean that your situation is not exactly stable right now, and this could be connected to money. It may mean that you are looking to create balance and create stability here with this Justice card, this Hanged Man. Some of you thinking about like, what can I do to make a situation level or stable? Okay, because right now this is not level. They're sort of like keeping everything where, you know, kind of keeping everything going. can represent changes in money, but you have to look at the supporting cards. The supporting cards here with the Hanged Man, not action. So, and then the Ten of Wands, a completion. So there is maybe even this situation around work-life balance as well, as there are cards of balance here, and then the Ten of Wands can indicate being overworked. Yeah. You then have the Knight of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the Page of Swords in this final column. Okay, so there is an area in your life here where the universe, the cards, God, whatever you believe in, is asking you to be brave, okay? Just take a bold step to kind of bring on that fierce energy of the Strength card. This is Leo energy, the Strength card, but it's this idea of being so bold, so strong, that you could tame a lion. You can see here that this person has tamed the lion. Not many people can do that, right? So there may be a challenge that you have to overcome here with the Ten of Wands and the Strength card. I think there may be a challenge that you are looking to overcome or even surmount here. Excuse me, I gotta make sure my mic is good. Okay, there may be a challenge or issue here that you are looking to surmount or overcome at this time. And yeah. I think that this is probably connected to this issue of balance, this issue of timing, and maybe even seeing something through to the end, you know, going to the finish line around something here with this Ten of Wands as well. Yeah. Completing something can sometimes feel very hard, you know, and it can feel like there may be another area here. I know I'm throwing out a lot, but this is one of these readings where there are so many different potentials. But sort of like going the distance on something, you know, sometimes it can feel like a monumental task is kind of what I was saying. Maybe something feels like a monumental task and the Strength card's asking you to see it through. See it through. You then have the Knight of Pentacles, which is very positive when you get this here with the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, potential change in money, and then the Knight of Pentacles is results or progress coming in. It represents an event connected to your money. So I like that with these cards here. I like that for you. You do have the Page of Swords with it. So this is the thing. Page of Swords is a timing card. It may suggest that something is being delayed or something's not happening on your expected or your preferred timeline, right? So you've got that with the Hanged Man, you have that with the Page of Swords. Why don't we go ahead and start to clarify this situation even more here, Aquarius. We'll start off, wow, you got a bunch of cards popping out here. We'll start off by pulling some Oracle cards for you. I think I'm gonna take a few extra. Yeah, you have a bunch of cards that I would like to look at for you. On the bottom, you have Mahavatar Babaji. Soul expansion, your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. So, like maybe recognizing that you have a period of time or you have a moment here to regroup, to organize, to take a look at your situation and deciding on how you want to spend that period of time, you know? You then here have Commander Ashtar, call to action. Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk, as well as hope. Love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. You know, when I look at that, I always think about like self-respect and self-love. So maybe some of you are wanting to give back to yourself here at this time, especially with this Ten of Wands energy. Maybe you're feeling a little overworked or stressed around something. You then have Radha, Soul Flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing, as well as Diana, focused intention, think about what you desire, set your sights high, expect the best possible outcome. Okay, so you do have the Ace of Cups with Radha, Soul Flame. So there may be something here around your relationship to yourself, I feel like. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. It's almost like the idea here is that like as you work through something internally, that is reflected back out to the people that you are in a relationship with or the future people that you are in a relationship with. And I always think it's better to expect the best possible outcome. You then have Isis, magic manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. Okay, I like that for you. And then the final two cards, you have the most Oracle cards during this set of readings. You have Gaia, Earth connection, be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth, stay grounded, as well as Kernanos, life force, express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. Okay, so I don't see any fire energy, which would connect to this idea of Chronos, life force. Why don't we go ahead and let's get into the tarot clarifications and see what's coming forward in the tarot cards for you, Aquarius. Now, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I do hope you're doing well. Okay. See what we have. Okay, nice. You have the World, Knight of Pentacles, and the Death card. What a nice combination of cards here for you, Aquarius, to get in the clarifications. This is why we clarify, right? Because the start of this reading it's sort of like hard to get a direction for this reading. But here's the deal. With the Death card and the Hanged Man, that's something you want to see. You really want to see that because the Hanged Man is finally taking the leap of faith. Okay, they're finally moving out of this period and out of this state of limbo, and they're embracing whatever is in front of them here. They're cutting this cable that they're suspended by, and they're starting the free fall towards something new, okay, which is represented by the Death card. This is a good sign. The Death card brings a transformation or a change, a deep change, into your life. So perhaps you are taking action this month. Remember, I said this may not be the month for action. Maybe, as we look at the clarifications, you are. But it could also mean that results and progress are coming in, as you have this Knight of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. Now, for those of you in traditional employment, right? Like you work for someone, you work for a company. Somebody may, what is the phrase? Like give you your flowers. Like somebody may compliment you or give you a boost of encouragement here. This may also come in the form of a raise. Okay, this may come in the form of a job raise or a pay bump, pay increase with the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, Queen of Pentacles could be that person that is responsible for the financials at a company. The Knight of Pentacles is progress in your situation financially and results. This can be as you see, this person on the horseback, they are bringing the pentacle forward. Okay, so if that is something that you are kind of engaged in right now, this would be an auspicious sign for that type of outcome. You then here have the World, which is a completion, okay? A major completion, really, in the tarot. It can also indicate international travel, but really the World indicates certainty. And I talked about here how some of you are really craving stability and you're really looking to level something out. You're looking for certainty, really, at the end of the day, because you have this idea of balance, juggling with the Two of Pentacles, and the Justice card. The World is pure and total balance. It is pure and total certainty, because you have come to the end of the journey. You've completed something big, especially with that Ten of Wands in the middle. So this is a very positive sign. It also can just talk about success coming forward for you in your life. Amazing. You have the King of Wands. You have the Four of Pentacles. And you have the Queen of Swords. This is what I said with the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups. That's very interesting to me as the reader here, because the King of Wands is, this is somebody who is an entrepreneur. This is somebody who enjoys their work. They don't just enjoy their work, they love their work. And there's this idea with the Ace of Cups of you investigating a new interest, okay? Maybe even a hobby. And maybe you're looking to monetize this. This could be like a side hustle. I typically look for the Ace of Wands and the King of Wands for that type of timeline, but this is intuitively what I'm feeling for you. You may also, right, so with the Chronos, express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. That's the King of Wands, okay, for sure, especially with the Ace of Cups. This could be a really passionate situation forming for some of you who are here for love and dating. This is somebody who's really fun to be with, the King of Wands, for sure. Very passionate. You then have the Four of Pentacles, which there is, the Four of Pentacles, actually I like to see this for you because this can represent stability. Okay, it's opposite of the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, things kind of like yeah, kind of being in the air. Four of Pentacles, this person's stable. Then I have the Queen of Swords. This could be you, okay? This could be showing up for your energy here. What steps are you or actions are you taking to make your situation more stable or to create stability in your life? You then have the the Ten of Wands again. You have the Four of Swords, maybe some foreshadowing there. And then you also here have the King of Pentacles. So you do have a counterpart here. You have the Queen of Pentacles over here with the King of Pentacles. So there could be a relationship timeline here showing up for some of you. This could be a power couple in the tarot. Those are counterparts, okay? Both people are presumably wealthy as they are King and Queen of Pentacles. You do also have the Knight of Pentacles here as well. So you actually have a lot of, you have 3 of the 4 court cards in the Pentacle suit. But I also think there may be a delay around something here. But what's important here is how you use the time. If there is a delay, right, if you are in waiting, the King of Pentacles has become successful. They've become presumably wealthy by having healthy habits and solid routines. So maybe looking at your routines, your habits, and how they support you at this time in this month of May. Then I have the Four of Swords. Yeah, I mean, this person's resting, they're waiting. Okay, they're healing, really. They're healing from something. And I feel like the bold action here is like what you do between the point A and point B. Like, this is important, I think. And then you have the Ten of Wands, which is this other idea of a completion. You have that with the Knight of Pentacles, which you have twice. You have actually both of these cards twice. Okay. On the bottom, you have the Hierophant. This is a card that can indicate a lot of things: marriage, tradition. It can also be the organization that you work at. I really like this for both relationship and career, but it's sort of like right now, yeah, how are you spending your free time is sort of like the message here. All right, why don't we go ahead and get into the Kipper energies and see what's coming forward for you in the Kipper cards. Okay, wow, you have Great Fortune. That's the best card to find. You're the first person out of these sets. I'm halfway through out of this set of readings to get the Great Fortune card. Great Fortune, Mature Woman, Family Room. You then have Privileged Lady, Despair, and Distant Horizons. Yeah, this might take a little bit of time. Distant Horizons represents 1 to 3 months in the future, potentially. Timing is very, very hard to wrap down in these general readings, and really even in a personal reading. You know, in tarot generally, it's really hard to wrap timing down. But I do think that this timeline is very much on the table for you. I think how you use the time is a make or break almost. Yeah. You then have Great Fortune, which is basically everything you want financially. It can talk about inheritances or large sums, maybe through work that you've done or through selling a property that you own, something like this. And I'm not sure what's going on here with Family Room. We didn't really get family energy here, although you do have a card of marriage. Maybe some of you are thinking about starting your own family, something like this. On the bottom, you do have the Sudden Wealth card. Great Fortune, Sudden Wealth, that speaks or smells of inheritance for some of you, or even a large sale of something. So that's very positive. Okay, this is what I have here for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.